and ensuring that Connecticut will rebound on the other side. And for the students who are out and about and who are listening, please get vaccinated. Just thought I'd throw that in. Will make our life a lot easier. I want you to know that Southern, and indeed all of the institutions in the CSCU system, are ready to play a key role in our state's post-COVID revival. I also welcome our system leadership, Board of Regents Chair Matt Fleury, Interim President Dr. Jane Gates, and our Chief of Staff, Dr. Alice Pritchard, who's here somewhere. Your guidance and counsel have been invaluable, particularly as we have navigated through this unprecedented 18 months. So thank you. And of course, we are delighted to welcome our new president-elect, Terrence Cheng, to the CSCU system, and I am delighted, we are delighted that your first stop in your new role just happens to be Southern Connecticut State University. And I know that you said you were going to go to the bookstore, and we're happy to make that happen for you, but there's a swag bag right next to you. And if between now and the time you speak, you decide to change into Southern gear, that's fine. President-elect Cheng, know that I speak for the CSU presidents and the Southern community when I say that we are looking forward with great enthusiasm to your leadership. Know that you have our full support and that you can count on us to bring your vision to life. We wish you great success. As I reflect on the past 18 months, I feel so proud of what we at Southern have done as a campus community to prioritize health and well-being while never losing our focus on student success. Southern is a caring, resilient community, and we have and will continue to look out for each other's health and welfare. We have been, as we say here, Southern strong. And while we have progressed through this semester in a mostly virtual format, there are signs that the new normal is approaching in the fall. So I am very excited about the fact that in 2 weeks, we will hold 5, yes, 5, in-person commencement ceremonies here on campus. And this will be a joyous occasion, marking the first time that we will have held a major gathering at Southern for almost 1.5 years. It's a great chance for us to celebrate with our seniors and reflect on a challenging year in which all of us have accomplished a great deal. Those accomplishments go beyond the notable fact that we were able to complete a successful year despite COVID. Throughout this pandemic, Southern has never flinched from our commitment to student success, and we have remained a socially and intellectually vibrant community. During this past month, for example, there have been an incredible array of online conferences and seminars on compelling and contemporary topics such as green recovery, climate solutions, the future of children's education after COVID, and Dreaming America, focusing on the plight of detained children awaiting asylum hearings at the southern border. We've launched new academic programs. We've received millions of dollars in national grants to enhance science and math and to help in the state's high-needs school districts and to improve COVID-19 vaccine confidence and access among communities of color in New Haven. We are very proud of these accomplishments because providing access and serving the community are the hallmarks of our mission of social justice. I'll also share that our students have never failed us and have never failed to inspire. One of our Barnard awardees, Asma Raihimar, who is with us today, Asma, as some of you know, is Southern's and the Connecticut State College and University's first ever Rhodes Scholar, a recipient of one of the world's foremost academic honors. I might add, she is also a Truman Scholar, and she'll be speaking to you shortly, but she is a remarkable young woman who is dedicated to herself to the pursuit of human rights and providing an example for all of us to follow. I could go on, but I won't, because there's a program and Governor Lamont has an important announcement and words to share. So I'll close by mentioning briefly that we are ready to open this fall. Southern is a vibrant community, and we are committed to serving our students, our community, and our state. So Governor Lamont, Chairman Fleury, Dr. Gates, I thank you again for your leadership and support during this most challenging year. And again, a heartfelt welcome to President-elect Cheng. We at Southern are committed to moving forward with you for the betterment of our students and our state. It's my pleasure now to introduce our very own Rhodes and Truman Scholar, Asma Rahimar. Asma?
Good afternoon, everyone. To start, I would be remiss if I did not express my gratitude for the leadership of Governor Lamont, President Bertolino, and our former system president, Mark Ojakian, our interim president, Gates, as well as the care taken by the Board of Regents and Presidential Search Advisory Committee to ensure that the next leader of our Connecticut State Colleges and Universities system embodies that rare simultaneity of head and heart needed to illuminate previously uncharted paths within a reality fundamentally altered by a global pandemic. On behalf of the 6 student representatives who served alongside me, I extend my deepest congratulations to Mr. Terrence Cheng for his appointment to the position of CSCU System President. Mr. Cheng is eminently worthy of the faith our students vest in him, for he is a leader to whom the import of every single voice, be it one belonging to a college student who studies for exams between working 3 jobs and cultivating dreams of tomorrow, or one extant within the upper stratas of power within our state, warrants substantial pause. Mr. Cheng listens, foregrounding the individuals he serves with a steely resolve. As our student representatives asked him questions such as how will you ensure that the interests of students undergird all decisions made regarding the system's response to its financial struggles? What is your plan to improve the retention rates of students of color across the CSCU system? How will you use your previous proximity to and work with students as you navigate discussions in which they are not present? And, of course, what's your greatest failure? Mr. Cheng spoke with an intricate knowledge of the macro-level challenges our system faces, and he also spoke with a sense of compassion and honesty that encompasses every micro-level ramification. By this, I mean he told us about how proud he is of his student who will be walking across the graduation stage 4 years after he was told that higher education isn't for people like him. In between my questions, we discussed Du Bois's double consciousness, and he paused to tell me that he knows what it is to shoulder the hopes of those communities that break their own hearts so that the rest of us may know what it is to experience wholeness. Keep at it, first-generation students and children of immigrants and cultivators of seemingly impossible dreams. Within an hour, Mr. Cheng managed to delineate a vision that provides substance and solace in equal measure. The challenges our colleges and universities will encounter in the coming years are, without doubt, formidable ones. They will require difficult conversations within which vying perspectives must be navigated and unjust systems of power interrogated, as well as concrete follow-through, for our communities deserve nothing short of tangible results. I am speaking to you as one such cultivator of seemingly impossible dreams, whose university has taught her to keep her feet rooted on the ground and her eyes riveted upwards towards the stars. My friends sometimes struggle to pay bus fare and their eyes light up at the mention of Oscar Wilde. My students frequently stay up past sunrise to translate their assignments into English. My professors spend their Sunday afternoons helping students recognize themselves amid sonnets and equations. Though solutions may not always be readily apparent, our leaders can choose to be unwavering in their pursuit of them. For if anything is readily apparent, it is this: The CSCU system is worth every obstacle we must overcome in service of it. I can never forfeit my belief in the communities that have shaped me. What a privilege it is to step into the future with their hope. What an honor it is to be able to celebrate Mr. Cheng as our next CSCU president, for he understands what this hope means. Please join me in giving one more round of applause to our new president-elect, Mr. Cheng. Thank you.
I think we can give her a stronger applause. Asma's an amazing, amazing young woman. See what a CSCU education produces? Amazing, amazing students. Asma, thank you very, very much. Congratulations for all of your success. We're very proud of you, and I know that you're off to Oxford probably in the next month or so. So make sure that you stop by and say hello, and then make sure you come back and share with us your experience and share it with our students. So again, congratulations. Well done, well done, well done. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the individual who has provided sound and steady leadership to the CSCU system these past few months. It's my pleasure to introduce the interim president of the Connecticut State College and University System, Dr. Jane Gates. Dr. Gates.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, President Bertolino, Governor Lamont, and to the chairman of the board, Matt Fleury, and to our outstanding Rhodes Scholar there, and President-elect Terrence Cheng. I am excited. I'm excited to welcome Terrence to the CSCU family. I've been highly impressed by his understanding of the unique set of challenges and opportunities our students and their families face, and his progressive vision for addressing these issues. While his administrative and academic leadership experience made a compelling case for his candidacy, it was his experience in the classroom which helped him to stand out to me. As a former faculty member myself, I appreciate not only his extensive experience as a faculty member at Brooklyn and Lehman colleges, but his concurrent work doing a double job here as a faculty member in the English department at UConn while leading the Stamford campus. He knows what our students need to thrive, what excites our students, and what motivates our students, and what our faculty need to educate and support them. Serving as interim president myself, I am confident that Terrence has the skills, experience, resilience, demeanor, and most importantly, the willingness to listen to diverse opinions to make him a successful president of our system. I'm thrilled to welcome him as a colleague, and I look forward to placing the mantle of leadership in his capable hands. Now, having said that, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you our esteemed chairman of the Board of Regents and proud product of Charter Oak State College, Mr. Matt Fleury.
Thank you, Interim President Gates. And I thank you not only for your overly generous remarks, but for your service as a teacher, an academic, a leader, provost, and as our interim president. You have been a steady leader through unsteady times at a global level and here at home, and we really appreciate it, and we value you. You're a credit to our institutions and to your craft and to academia. Thank you. Asma and President Bertolino have said much, and I couldn't say it more beautifully with regard to our incoming president, so I won't attempt to. But I do want to take the moment to thank some of those involved in this process and to share with you how valuable your role has been and will continue to be going forward. I was fortunate to be joined in the search by my co-chair from the Board of Regents on the Regents Search Committee, Elise Wright. Elise could not be with us this afternoon, but was part of the board meeting and presented President Cheng for approval by the board this afternoon. She brought immense wisdom and counsel to the process. And I could say the same for Valerie and for Dan for your work on the Search Advisory Committee. This was an advisory committee of 40 individuals from across the reaches of the state and the system, representing faculty, staff, labor, employers, nonprofits, and certainly students. So thank you. And as does seem to be the case in a world where differences of opinion tend to dominate headlines, once again, the perspective of a broadly representative search advisory committee and the perspective of the members of the board search committee aligned very, very closely around a subset of the excellent candidates who applied for this position and left us with, thank heavens, some very heavy thinking to do. And it was after doing that heavy thinking and spending quality time with candidates, including Terrence Cheng, that we arrived at a very clear conclusion. That here we have a unique individual with extraordinary achievement academically as a teacher, as a leader, a manager, a problem solver, and a visionary with a history of devotion to public higher education and a plan for how that should work for students. And a familiarity, in particular, with how that plays here in Connecticut and that role, and the role that everybody in this room plays in delivering those services and utilizing them. So I want to thank the members of the Search Advisory Committee for your help and let you know how instrumental you were in this process. I also want to thank Governor Lamont. This is a governor who was ready and willing to play a personal role in discussing the needs of the system, the needs of the state and its employers and our citizens, in defining the role, and then participating personally in determining who should do that role, and spending quality time. Perhaps he'll share with you some of that, which I know was quite illuminating, with Terrence Cheng on the road to agreeing with us that we'd done the right thing here, that we have the right candidate, and we should move forward. So more on that in a moment. This afternoon, the Board of Regents unanimously voted to appoint Terrence Cheng as the next president of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities, starting on the 2nd of July. Dr. Gates, hang in there a couple more months. But he's going to need you when he comes in to handle those academic affairs that you're also handling. I also want to recognize Dr. Pritchard for her steady hand throughout the process, which will never be fully appreciated the way it ought. This is a challenging job, but this is an individual who's ready for a challenge and has excelled every step of the way and will here with our support. So I just urge all of you to join me in getting behind our next president and assuring that he is successful for you and for us and for our state. So with that, allow me to introduce to you President Terrence Cheng.
Thank you all so much for being here today. I have some prepared remarks, but I do want to say a couple things real quick, just listening to the speakers, and I just feel compelled to make a few comments. Number one, Dr. Gates, wow, just wow. Being the interim president, being the vice president for academic affairs and provost, incredible work, incredible service, incredible dedication. An enormous debt is owed to you by this system and all of its constituents. So thank you so much. Another round of applause for her, please. And Dr. Gates, you will always be a faculty member. There is no such thing as a former faculty member. So please don't Don't take that away from yourself. You earned that. So, and I have to say, a few more words about Ozma. She's a really hard act to follow. I'm just gonna, let's be honest here, this is not easy. When I met with the students, I won't be shy about it, and I hope no one on the search committee takes any offense, but we opened our WebEx meeting and I said, this is gonna be the best meeting of my 2 days, and it was. It was great. It was a brisk, energetic, intellectually supercharged conversation, and I was blown away. I didn't quite retain that she's a Rhodes and a Truman Scholar and going to Oxford. I don't know when you sleep, I don't know when you eat, I don't know when you watch a movie, but apparently, you are just a wonder. And I remember going home and saying to my wife after that meeting with her and the students, and I said, this young lady she's gonna change the world. She's gonna light the world on fire. And if she doesn't just take it over, she will absolutely change it. And so Southern, you should just be so proud of her. And wow, I just don't even know I have a lot of words, but I don't even know what else to say about her. So incredible. So thank you so much, Chair Fleury, for your kind remarks, for your trust, and the board's trust that you're putting in me and appointing me to serve in this position. I am humbled to be tasked with such an incredible responsibility. And Ozma alluded to this. This was part of our conversation, as a person of color, as an immigrant, as the only child of parents who moved to the United States. They left Taiwan. They had a good middle-class life, and they came to the United States when I was just a baby. And my dad pumped gas. He stocked shelves at a grocery store. He had a really good job at Taipei University, and he did that kind of work to help us get by. My mom was a teacher. She's a teacher of English, and she was waiting tables. And, they did all that so that I could have a life that would not have been possible in Taiwan. And so it is a surreal experience for me to be here right now, to have this charge, to have this responsibility bestowed upon me. And it is going to be one of my life's greatest challenges and one of my life's greatest honors. There's no question about that. And I consciously, cognizantly carry with me the legacies of my own family, but also for all the first generation and immigrant students that populate not just the great state of Connecticut, but so much of our nation. So it's also a bittersweet day for me. I went to UConn Stamford in January of 2016. And in 5 years, we've done some pretty incredible things. We opened residence halls. We started new academic programs. We hired dozens of wonderful faculty and staff. And we strengthened partnerships and friendships and relationships around the whole state, all for the benefit of our students. And I think I had the real benefit of working with a spectacular team there as well. And so it is definitely a bit sad and a bit hard for me to be able to move on from that. But an opportunity like this to lead Connecticut's system of public colleges and universities, this is a once-in-a-lifetime honor. And that's not an exaggeration. It's not an exaggeration to say this happens to individuals once in a lifetime. It's a unique opportunity to work with and support all of CSCU's amazing faculty, staff, administrators, and of course the students. That's why we're here. We are here to help and work for students. So what an incredible opportunity to do that, to work with this group that touches the lives of countless students each and every day. We're so fortunate to have a system of colleges and universities in our state that gives all of the residents of Connecticut the opportunity to pursue their passions and to receive a great education. And I have already learned so much about the great programs at CSCU that are making an impact. And I will continue to learn, and I vow to you that I will be always open to learning every single day that I am on this job. We should be proud of the advanced manufacturing technology centers that help make Connecticut a leader in defense and aerospace. We should be proud of the full spectrum of healthcare programs that are preparing leaders and practitioners to handle the next pandemic, including the incredible healthcare programs right here at Southern. We should be proud of our liberal arts programs that challenge our students to think morally, ethically, and strategically. The caliber of our STEM programs put Connecticut in a position to win the future with one of the most capable, adaptable, and nimble workforces in the country. And we have programs that allow people to turn their passions in everything from the culinary arts to early childhood education to horticulture into a productive and rewarding career. So in short, our system, our colleges and universities have it all. But all of this requires a remarkable amount of focus, commitment, and dedication. So it has to be said out loud. The faculty, staff, and students at CSU are engaged in doing this noble work, and it is noble work. They're doing it every single day. And they are making an impact in doing that work every single day. So what lies ahead of us now is the opportunity to bolster that work while still evolving, while creating new paradigms and meeting the needs of the future. So I am thrilled to be a part of an organization that prioritizes equity and access, that celebrates diversity and inclusion, and champions the dignity, the social mobility, and the growth of all of our people. Every student who enters the doors of any CSCU institution deserves the opportunity to succeed in the classroom and to improve their prospects for a meaningful career. Because public higher education can be transformational. We know that. We see it every day. But still, too many people, too many students, and I mean traditional age students as well as lifelong learners, too many people don't have the opportunity to pursue their dreams and to achieve those goals. So CSCU today and tomorrow and into the future is committed to increasing equity and giving more students from all walks of life the opportunity to become the most positive, the most productive, and the most successful people that they can be. So before I turn it over to the governor, I want to again thank President Bertolino and his whole team here at Southern. Your work, particularly in social justice, is a shining example of the leadership in higher education that we need to really make a difference. And thank you for hosting us on this beautiful campus today. Again, I'm blown away by this building. I haven't been here in a few years, so just, all of the energy, all of the beautiful construction here, it says so much about just how you go about thinking for and caring for your students. So thank you for that. To Dr. Gates again, thank you for all you have done, all you will continue to do. We got a lot of work to do, so rest up. As I said earlier, you're an exemplary academic leader, and I can't wait to work with you. And, last but certainly not least, we're going to hear from our governor, Governor Lamont. Governor, thank you for, first and foremost, as Matt said before, for leading us through the pandemic. And I don't know if all of us fully understand how much has been done to carry Connecticut through the pandemic, and where other states have not been able to make certain kinds of progress because of Governor Lamont and his leadership team. We as a state have been able to do that. And if you look at our vaccination rates, if you look at all of the metrics that are measuring success during this very difficult, challenging time, Connecticut's doing very well. And it's because of the leadership of Governor Lamont, and because of his support and the state's support, CSCU has an incredibly bright future because Governor Lamont understands the value and importance of higher education to the future of Connecticut. So thank you so much for your time, and without further ado, Governor Lamont.
Thank you, Terrence, a.k.a. Mr. President. This is the ideal man for the job at this moment of transformation. And Matt said I'd like you. I remember when we got together and said you got to meet him. And Terrence came over to the residence. And remember that scene from Jerry Maguire? You had me at hello. Well, that was he came in. We had to sit outside, you know, COVID, and we're sitting out there, and really black clouds were flying over, and I just said, you've been extraordinary at UConn Stamford, what you've been able to do. Biggest freshman class ever, adding to the residents' life there. We were there thereafter, first 5G campus technology, partnerships with Synchrony. You've had extraordinary effect on people and what that means. This is a tough gig you got coming now. You know, it's a lot of politics. You remember when Woodrow Wilson was president of the university, and he was about to leave the university to go run for president of the United States. He says, "Why are you leaving the university?" He said, "I can't stand the politics." But you know, I said, Terrence, you know, we're CSU system, and our community colleges. This is a moment of transformation, and we need you to be able to work with people with respect, but make the changes we need. And he just told me that as an immigrant coming over from Taiwan, he's always pushed to make things better and knew what it took, and he loved the challenge and never wanted to walk away from a challenge. And that's why we need you more than ever right now. I mean, I don't want to waste this opportunity as a state, and I certainly don't want to waste it when it comes to our education system and when it comes to our kids. You know, this last year is, you know, Joe was alluding to, Ozma was alluding to, you know, it's tough. We got our schools were more likely to be open. Our colleges were more likely to be open. We had more opportunity for in-person learning than just about certainly any school in the region, any state in the region. For that, I'm really thankful. But there were still, you know, 100,000 kids who couldn't get to school. You know, it was at home, fatalities, fear, whatever. And we've got to make it up to them. We've got to do everything we can to make sure that this is not a lost opportunity. And that starts with our amazing education system. We have the best education system in the world. You know, other states have different things. Some got oil, some sunshine. We got the best education system in the world. And we got to work to keep it that way. And what that means in terms of a workforce, make sure we're training people for the jobs that are out there. You know, when I became governor, we had 150,000 jobs we couldn't fill because we weren't training people in advanced manufacturing and healthcare and digital media and coding, and we had a very low unemployment rate. Well, today we have a higher unemployment rate, but we still have those same 150,000 jobs that we're not training people to fill. And that's one of the things we're going to need, Terrence, is to make sure we put people together with the jobs they need. But I'll tell you something else. When Terrence said, all right, this is good, all this coding and STEM you're telling me about. Well, what was your major? What'd you used to study before? And he said, I got my major in fiction writing. I said, a lot of people thought I got my major in that as well. But it's a reminder for me about something in education, that you got to educate the whole person to do the right thing, to step up every day, to deal with changing circumstances. And that's what an education is all about. I always tell the story about Infosys. They're the tech company. They're coming up. They're training people in STEM and coding and help bring our sleepy companies in the 21st century. And I said, well, what type of a college do you want to be affiliated with? You want to be affiliated with a really great technical university? And I said, no. I want to be affiliated with a great liberal arts school. I want to be affiliated. We can teach them coding, but I want to be affiliated with a great liberal arts school to teach people to continue to learn and to ask the right questions. You know, the students here, you're going to probably have 4 or 5 different jobs. You have no idea what the world will be. But, you know, here at Southern, I think they're teaching you to, I hope, to ask the right questions. And I can tell you, I don't know, I came out of the technology world, but in this last year of COVID, when nobody knew a damn thing, I had to get the very best people in the world around a table and learn to ask the right questions. And that's why I think Terrence is going to be an amazing leader for our system. Look, this is pretty good. I taught at CSCU up in New Britain. Don't forget about them. They're pretty cool as well. We got that, and also our community college system. I think we have to do some work there in our community college. Community college is an amazing elevator. It gives a lot of kids their very first opportunity. You just heard, you know, Joe Biden say, look, education is no longer K through 12. We're going to provide free of service, hopefully for everybody, at least for those next 2 years. You know, Terrence, we're finding a lot of those kids go to community college. They don't always graduate. We're setting up a free certificate program for each and every young person, 18 weeks, 16 weeks, be it in one of the skill sets we really need to help you get started. We're providing a free childcare for any one of those students who want to go and get that certificate degree. We're providing free transportation. And I say this just because we have extraordinary resources thanks to the federal government, and let's not let it go to waste. Let's make sure we make these investments that are transformative for our state, and most importantly, how's about transformative for our students? And that we can look back at the end of 2, 3 years and say, we made a big difference. And I have a feeling that Connecticut's not going to disappoint, and I have a feeling that Terrence is not going to disappoint. It's a great opportunity. Congratulations, my friend.
Governor, thank you very, very much. President Cheng, again, our sincere congratulations. And to all of our guests, thank you for being here today. Thank you for finding your way to Southern. I do invite you to indulge in some snacks, particularly the cookies with the Southern logo, but I gotta push. Thank you all very much for being here, and have a wonderful weekend. Congratulations again.